Yeah, good afternoon, or good morning here in the West Coast. I'm John Pearce. I'm chair of the Thurston Public Power Initiative and a small businessman based in Olympia, Washington. Most of what we've been hearing about today has been large-scale movements, national movements, international movements. Earlier today, Ellen Brown spoke about public banking and how we need to take control of our money. I'm here to talk about the effort in Thurston County, Washington, to take control of our electrical grid. Washington State is one of the few U.S. states in which it is possible for the people to operate the electrical utility. This is done in Thurston County. It would be done by a public utility district. We of Thurston Public Power Initiative are currently collecting signatures on petitions to put the option on the ballot this November to give the voters of Thurston County a choice to go with a public utility instead of a commercial utility. Because there's only one set of wires into a house, farm, or commercial building, power by definition is a monopoly. The local power company we have here in Washington State, the private monopoly called Puget Sound Energy, is guaranteed an 8 to 10% profit on their operations, on what they do from the Utilities and Transportation Commission. This is the government group that supposedly regulates the utility. They're the ones that approve rate increases. They never disapprove a rate increase, though, and we're currently paying the highest rates for electricity in the state of Washington. Their rate of return is only on capital expenditures, though, so the utility is very poor on maintenance, upkeep, and repairs. When I moved to Olympia 14 years ago, one of the first suggestions my neighbors made was that I buy a generator, because the electrical utility is so unreliable. My power goes out anywhere from 2 to 6 times a year, anywhere from 4 hours to 8 days. Neighboring counties who have public utilities, public power already, suffer fewer outages of less duration. And in a great part, that's because of the public utilities trim vegetation more frequently and further away from the lines. If we move to public power, when we move to public power, that would mean more local workers, local management, local owners, lower rates, and higher reliability. Currently, most of the workers, when we do have an outage, come from an hour and a half to 2 hours away, and it's anywhere from 2 to 4 hours from the time the power goes out until they even start to look at it. That is unacceptable to us. If we had a public utility district based here in the county, we would have the workers all in the county. They would have to travel maybe 20 or 30 minutes to get to an outage. Another reason we want public power is because we've paid over the last years for the local electrical grid. The private utility still owns it, though. It's analogous to renting a house for 100 years, living in it and paying rent the whole time. The landlord owns the house, is making now a profit on the house, and you have nothing. So we of the Thurston Public Power Initiative want to take over the power grid for the people. One of the objections we get is that, well, government would be running the power grid. Yes, it would. It's local government, what I call government with a small g, as opposed to big government, which is what a lot of people are afraid of or don't care for. Local government, the beauty of that is you know your elected officials. You can actually go to the meetings. They will meet with you. They will talk with you. And what we're looking at with Thurston Public Power Initiative is to give the people of Thurston County the option to choose public power. The monopoly, the electric utility, is fighting us with lies, misinformation, and fear. One of the things, unfortunately, that this country has become very used to is being afraid of things, and they're doing a very good job of instilling fear in the local people. Speaking of the local people, the utility calls us customers. We are actually just assets. We are a mere part of what the Australian conglomerate Macquarie, which is the largest owner of infrastructure in the world, they are the ones that own the utility. We're simply assets to them. As I said, we pay the highest rates in the state, anywhere from 10 to 58% higher than public power. From banking to healthcare to the power grid, Americans are finally waking up to the fact that we don't have to bow to the corporate monopolies. For more information, please visit our site. It's Thurston Public Power, THURSTON, publicpower.org, and feel free to email me at chair@ thurstonpublicpower.org. Thank you very much. We're still here.
Could you repeat that?
The web address again, I said it a little quickly if I'm still on, is Thurston, Thurston, publicpower.org.
What you can do is just tell them you're going to keep talking, but feel free
Oh,
to cut you off.
okay. Yeah, I'm going to keep talking about public power. There we go. Okay.